Señor Ministro de Educación, Cultura y
Secretary of
Deporte,
State for Education, Culture and Sports, Secretary of State for Education, Vocational Training and Universities, Secretary of the High Council for Scientific Research, distinguished personalities and diplomatic corps, members of the jury, award winners, and members of the board of the bank, dear friends, all of you, and welcome to this ceremony of the awards Frontiers of Knowledge. This is a day which, as you will see, is very special for the bank and for our group. It has a profound significance for the whole of what is the BBVA family, but also for Spain and also for science and culture, and therefore for the whole of society in general. I thank you for having wanted to share with us this celebration, where we have distinguished representatives from scientific research, medicine, environment, artistic creation, the media, the enterprise, public institutions, and also the diplomatic corps. The awards Frontiers of Knowledge, given from Spain but oriented towards the scientific community and the cultural creators without taking into account their nationality, represent the best of our country. They were conceived in the previous period, previous to the economic crisis, and since then the BBVA was convinced of its sense and its value. And today, in the midst of the very complex situation in which we find ourselves, this conviction and commitment have only been more and more reinforced. The variety of the problems which Spain is facing at the current time may lead us to believe that our economy and our capacity to research, innovate, and create wealth are stopped, or even worse, are receding. But we have to state that our present situation was managed during the boom of the 70s, and we perhaps don't have sufficient adjustments to the competitiveness of the globalization. Part of these imbalances are financial, and they are derived from evaluating the phase of expansion and a knowledge of private indebtedness, which is excessively based on overextending and characterized by some financial institutions, national and international, who did not count with the adequate governance mechanisms. And the result was a strong concentration of real estate risks and the fragility of part of the system. The delay of the authorities at the time of correcting the situation in about 1/3 of the sector increased the situation and allowed the mistrust to extend to all the Spanish financial sector. But under that, there are other very different data. In Spain, profound structural changes have been carried out in the last decades, which were the key for the future trajectory of our economy when finally the uncertainty clears away. And these are changes that reflect that the Spanish economy has a greater and greater importance in the activities based on knowledge. And the more powerful part of our production and financial structure is responding in a positive fashion to these challenges. The problem of Spain is not to start a process of change that will give rise to the entry of knowledge into our economy, but to extend it sufficiently, not to accumulate resources of knowledge, but to profit to a maximum from them. And it consists mostly in promoting the levels of competitiveness related to the use of knowledge in companies by means of innovation of products and processes based on a better knowledge, something which may not be achieved without a creative scientific environment oriented towards projecting their influence on companies and also to satisfy the needs, the real needs of society. An environment that requires a human capital that is well-trained and a sophisticated effort for all information technologies and communication technologies. And it also requires organizations with cultures, structures, and strategies that are sensitive to innovation that understand that success is not something automatic or guaranteed. They are the result of something which is characterized by the flexibility and the failures when we try to cross the borders on the part of the researchers and entrepreneurs. And the growth of the Spanish economy is capable of overcoming the difficult challenges of the present. And to that sector belongs the BBVA, which doesn't require any public aid of any kind, which in the midst of this crisis has continued creating employment, distributing benefits, investing in knowledge and innovation, and also in human capital. We have continued to give individualized solutions for our clients and the families in need, which in more favorable times place this trust upon us. And in the last instance, but not less important, we have continued supporting science, culture, education, and other social programs in Spain and Latin America and in all the societies in which we are present from various countries. In the BBVA, we have a vision, which is that we work for a better future for people, and we do so by abiding by the more important ethical principles and the principles of governance. Ethics not only is important from the honesty viewpoint, but it is also very profitable, and it makes us deserve the trust of our clients and the whole of society. And in this framework are inscribed the awards Frontiers of Knowledge of our foundation, which acknowledge the importance of creation, innovation, and finding answers to the challenges of our time. This family of awards responds to the conviction that the responsibilities of family, individuals, enterprise depend today more than ever from the advances of scientific knowledge and innovation. Economic growth, the well-being of the whole of society, and the care of health and the environment have engines in science and innovation. Therefore, we are committed to support scientific research and to scientific creation, and one of its expressions is precisely the acknowledgement to those who have made great scientific and cultural contributions. And excellence is something valuable in itself, but it also contributes to the development of scientific culture and society, since it gives greater social visibility to those who in research and creation are capable of surpassing the models and perspectives that have been inherited and open new avenues in our understanding of the world and enlarging our cultural and aesthetic horizons. This is the ultimate sense of these awards, Frontiers of Knowledge. The name of the awards refers also to the fact that research at the beginning of the 21st century develops in changing spaces with mobile frontiers and new dividing lines between disciplines and the satisfaction of collective demands. In all societies, there is an admiration towards and a latent admiration towards researchers and creators. There is no other social group that for decades has generated a higher level of trust on the part of the public, who trust and venerate science, although the image they may have of it is in general of low resolution. The awards are therefore an efficient path in order to introduce this latent acknowledgement to explicit and to contribute to the public image of science. The personalities who have received the award are as fascinating as their personal achievements, and they should be admired not only because they dedicate themselves to research or creation. They show transparently that success and excellence are the aggregate result of intensive and sustained work, motivated by a real passion to know and create and dare to go beyond the inheritance received. Success is the result of adopting permanently a flexible attitude of experimentation, trial and error, and to surpass failures, to correct mistakes, and to try it again and again. So this is for great importance for enterprise, for families, and for individuals in general. Today, dear friends, we are celebrating excellence represented by people, institutions, and the institutions who have been the awardees. Excellence in the trajectory of the personalities that represented here, as we see in the biographies of the award winners, but they also depend about a more general aspect. We want to acknowledge the work and the talent of the whole of the scientific community. The knowledge and the culture are cooperative products. Without the quiet work of every day carried out in a distributed way throughout the planet by a multitude of researchers, the great corporations would not emerge, or there would be no great creations that would be less and less frequent. We hope that every year this award, Frontiers of Knowledge, will reinforce the scientific culture of society, or the same, to stimulate the pleasure for knowledge and innovate, and particularly in the younger generations, that may see that activities such as science and cultural creation not only contribute enjoyment and personal enrichment, but also the opportunities to make a profession from them. These awards reinforce also the links between the scientific community and the cultural creators of our country with the rest of the international community. Awards that wish to acknowledge creativity could not simply repeat others that already exist at an international level. These awards, Frontiers of Knowledge, have a highly innovative structure, and they respond to the map of knowledge of the end of the 20th century and beginning of the 21st. They include the fundamental knowledge represented by physics, chemistry, and mathematics, and the interactions between these classical disciplines through a process of permanent reinvention and understanding with other areas. These awards also receive various fields, such as biomedicine, from biological basic research to clinical research, going through transnational research. The family of frontiers also incorporates categories such as the ecology of conservation and climate change, and in these categories they're already the more important awards at an international level. And these means that the BBVA Group is firmly committed to the preservation of the environment. These technologies of education and communication also count with a special category dedicated to them. This is another area where the BBVA Group is making a differential effort, because we're working on the new model to introduce the banks of the 21st century with the clients from Spain and the rest of the world, with new opportunities for service. Economy, finances, and business management are an indispensable field of research for what occupies us today, the markets and the processes for creation and distribution of wealth. And for this reason, this category is also present in this family of awards. The situation of development, disease, lack of freedom, and constant threats to our survival in this world deserve multiple approaches, from education to health, going through the support of entrepreneurs. Cooperation for development represents, along with climate change, one of the challenges that is really essential in this century, and this is why it counts upon a category that includes research and actions in this field. And finally, the family of awards includes also something in the field of culture, specifically contemporary music, and contributes to modeling sensibilities and taste. And it illustrates magnificently the challenge of innovating when you have behind you an important tradition from the previous centuries for classical music. The awards Frontier of Knowledge would not have become so quickly a reference if they had not counted upon the excellent cooperation of the High Council for Scientific Research in our country, our main public organization for multidisciplinary research. The support and total understanding of the CSIC from the creation of the awards until now are fundamental in order to guarantee the objectiveness, independence, and excellence of these prizes. The Commission of Experts of the CSIC makes a pre-selection of the award winners from all over the world, and the members of the judges can consult with the members of the High Council of Scientific Research. I would like to express our gratitude in the person of its president, Mr. Laura Tamayo, and our satisfaction for counting upon their approval because they are committed with excellence. And I also would like to express our gratitude to the numerous scientific and cultural institutions, many of them very important, who have presented nominees. A very special gratitude goes to the international juries who have carried out a difficult and demanding task. The 8 selection committees have been integrated by personalities of reference in their respective fields, and many of them are present with us today. In the juries, we have found an exquisite commitment to an evaluating process which is based exclusively in objective merit, and they have given us their closeness and numerous suggestions for the permanent improvement of the awards. The juries and their decisions lie at the base of this important reputation of the awards. When we speak about it, I always insist that the juries are the ones who are going to guarantee the importance of these awards in the future. Our congratulations, our profound acknowledgement to those who are more important in this ceremony, the award winners, their families, the institutions where they carry out their work. These are the professors Michael Mayer, Didier Kellos, Alexander Warshawski, Daniel Jansen, Carver Mead, Angus Deaton in economy, Professor Jansen in ecology of conservation, Dr. Ciro de Quadros, and Master Ciarrino in contemporary music. And through them, our congratulations and acknowledgement to the whole of the scientific community and also of artistic creation. We are sure that our admiration is shared by the whole of society. This ceremony is a celebration of knowledge, and in such a special celebration, we could not lack music. So therefore, yesterday, we had the opportunity of hearing an excellent concert in the Teatro Real by the Royal Symphony Orchestra of Seville, with Pedro Halfter as conductor. Those of us who attended have really enjoyed the concert. Dear Secretary of State, we are most thankful for the support you give to these awards and for being present at this ceremony. I know you have a very full agenda, so you must have made an effort to be here. And most particularly, we help you for promoting the values of these awards. And to all of you, dear friends, thank you very much for accompanying the award winners and for participating in this annual event, which is already a reference for real excellence in the fields of knowledge and artistic creation. Thank you very much.